What's going on, football fans? Coming at you with another video. Today I want to talk about the possibility of prime time going to the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? I've seen a lot of this on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube, ESPN, CBS, First Take, all of that. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. I really don't. And if it does, so I don't think it's going to happen. But then on the other hand, you got to think, what is the object of owners besides winning a championship? Putting butts in seats. Hands down, that is their job. Put butts in seats. And some owners, it's the other way around. They want to put butts in seats and worry about a championship later. But the main goal for a team is to win a Super Bowl, have that glory of your team being the world champion in the NFL. So when it comes to Deion Sanders, I've seen a lot of this, that he's talked with Jerry Jones and the Jones family. I've also heard that, he wants to be able to coach his boys in the pros like he did in college. Now, here's the hard aspect of that reality. If Dallas were to want to do that, they would have to give up a ton of draft capital to move up to number one to select Shedeur Sanders. And I don't know if Jerry would do that. I mean, yeah, I remember the Herschel Walker trade. So yeah, he's done it before. It's not like this is out of the realm of possibility. But to bring in Deion, and who I think Deion is a great coach. I really do. Look what he did at Colorado, man. He really brought that school up. He brought that football organization back into the limelight when it seemed almost dead and not existent. So could he do that with the Cowboys? Absolutely. Who wouldn't want to go play for Coach Prime? And that opens up a whole other aspect. Now here is the hard part of this. Besides the draft capital you're going to give up to move up to number one. I mean, you could be looking at possibly 3 number ones, a number 2, a number 3, maybe even a number 4. I don't know what the Titans would want to give up that pick, because that's the only way you're going to get Shedeur Sanders is by moving up to number 1. You're not. I doubt you'll be able to get him at number 2 or number 3. So, especially with all of the hype going around with Deion saying, "Hey, I want to coach my boys in the pros." So they could hold that over them. They could be like, "Well, hey, you want him, you better pay up." So it's gonna take a lot of draft capital. But then on the flip side, what do you do with Dak? You just gave him this huge extension, $60 million a year. Nobody's gonna eat that contract. You can't trade him because nobody's going to eat it. I don't see it happening. Where would you trade him to? The Giants? I doubt it. Seattle? No. Let's see. The Jets? You can never guess what that ownership group is going to do. What Woody Johnson's going to do up with the Jets. And that also all depends on who they're going to get as their head coach. So Deion to the Cowboys. It is a possibility. I mean, this is the NFL. You can't never, and I mean never say, "Oh, this is not going to happen." Because it can happen. The gears are already rolling in this aspect. They had to buy out his contract from Colorado, which Jerry Jones has got the money. So don't think that, he ain't got the money. Yeah, he does. But in order to trade up to number 1, you are going to unload a lot of draft capital. Now here's another problem, though. If you do this to move up to number 1 to draft his son, that team has a lot of holes that needs to be filled. And then you got to figure out, are we paying Micah Parsons? Are we going to eat $100 million in dead cap with Dak? Or are we going to keep Dak, bring in Shedeur to learn, the system behind Dak, just in case if he goes down again, or he doesn't pan out right, or you wait until you can be like, okay, now I can unload him for maybe a or fourth round pick and get rid of this contract. But that's like 2 years away before you can even think about doing that, because that is a lot of money. That's a 4-year, $240 million contract. And then on the you got to get more players. You can't just have CeeDee Lamb. You definitely have to get a running back, hands down. And yeah, you can get a running back in the later round, which I've talked about before. They're there. But again, this is more than just about football, in my opinion. When it comes to Jerry Jones, he's the one that turned his stadium into an art gallery. So what is his goal? To bring butts in seats, hands down. And bringing in somebody like Dion to be your head coach, trading up number 1 to get Shedeur Sanders, that will bring butts in seats. Jerseys will be sold, and he'll be able to pay. I heard that he allows for fans to pay to walk through the training facility while they're practicing. So there you go. More people will come in wanting to see, oh, what's Dion doing? What's Prime Time doing? And then, of course, that would probably move them up into Monday night games, Sunday night games, because people will want to watch it. And that's another thing. The more primetime games you have, the more money you make as an owner. And I can already see the tagline, prime time on prime time. So as a business aspect, I see it working. I really do. But do I see it happening? Right now, at this moment on January 17th, I can't answer that question, because there's so many more coaching vacancies out there that needs to be filled. Like if Ben Johnson goes somewhere else, oh yeah, I definitely can see it then. Because I've also heard that Ben Johnson is like their high-end candidate that they want. But if he goes somewhere else, does he go to the Bears? Does he go to the Jets? Does he go to the Raiders? That's a whole other can of worms. So I could see it happening. I really could. So if Ben Johnson were to go to somewhere else, then yeah, I could see Prime coming in. But and would I like it? Yeah, I love Prime. Who doesn't? Look what he did with the I think it was Florida Atlantic in Florida, and look what he did with Colorado, right? He made that university relevant again. So could he do it with the Cowboys? Absolutely. Because even then you'll have free agents like, hey, I want to play for Prime. I want to come play for Prime. And there you go. But the big factor, and this is one thing that's it's not getting talked about enough in my opinion, is if you get Prime has already made it known that he wants to coach his boys in the league. So do you trade up? What do you do with Dak? What do you do with that contract? How are you going to fill in the gaps with having a rookie quarterback? You need a running back. You need another wide receiver to complement CeeDee Lamb. You need to bolster up your defense. You can't just leave it all on Parsons. It doesn't work that way. But again, having Prime come in, it does open a lot of doors for a lot of things. So yeah, I could see it happening. Does it happen at this moment? I honestly don't know. We have to wait to see where all the other chips fall with all the other coaching vacancies out there. But it could happen. So if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, which I have a lot of friends who are Cowboy fans. So again, I live here in Texas. So yeah, I have a lot of friends that are Cowboy fans. They're 50-50. Like it, don't like it, think it's cool, think, maybe he's not fit for the pros. But we'll see. We will see. We will see what happens. We still got, 4 more weeks of the season, and then you've got that month gap before free agency. So we'll see, we'll see where the chips fall. Does Ben Johnson go somewhere? He can't go anywhere until his team's out. So again, we'll see. But do I see it happening? And what would it do for the Cowboys organization? It would do a lot. It really would. In viewerships, ticket sales, merchandise. So I'm not going to pour cold water on this and say, oh, that's never going to happen. This is a stupid idea. Because if you look at it purely from a business standpoint, I can see it happening. But you let me know what you think about it. Give me a like if you like this video. If not, again, this is just my opinion. I hope you all have a great one. I'll catch you with another video today. Peace.